Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Schomer. Today we're creating the Self Destructor. Because it's going to destruct yourself. From Thomas. And I believe Thomas is in Germany. This is posted out on garnishbar.com. You can head out to Garnish Bar, search for Self Destructor if you can't read the notes or you just want to see pictures or whatnot. The Self Destructor is 1.5 ounces of tequila, vodka, gin, 4 ounces of OJ, and a dash of Grenadine. So this is like a tequila sunrise that will hurt your inner child twice. And I'm going to put it in a Collins glass. That's it. Shake, strain. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go with the tequila. We picked Cabo Wabo for today. And why? Because it was right there. It was silver. And I haven't used it in a while. Those are some of the good reasons. Other than that, I decided to kind of go high end, I think, kind of on the ingredients. So this is, Cabo Wabo is not cheap. The difference between Cabo Wabo and Patron is while they may cost near the same, I think this is $5-10 less usually, it has soul, where I find that not true with Patron. Nothing really about Patron that I like. And what makes me angry the most is not that Patron spends a lot of money on marketing, because if you have the money to spend on marketing, you can. But the fact that so many people just like they don't ever expand outside of that. And that really goes for anything. And we got Tito's vodka. It's a little more of a neutral base. It's very crisp. Doesn't lend much more than that to the drink. Where Tito's is, I think, is closer to Patron in flavor. And then Martin Miller's, good balance of juniper along with all of its other gin properties. Crisp, tasty. High quality. I don't know how much it costs. I know it's not the cheapest, but sometimes, like I said, this drink is not going to be cheap. We're going to do a dash of Grenadine or whatever I just added, which was a little more. I don't know if that was supposed to go in before. Yeah, I was supposed to put that in after. Oops. 2, 4. So you can either, if you add it first, you're going to get more of a peach color. If you add it last, you'll get the tequila sunrise effect. I'm not adding it last.
You're shaking it anyway, aren't you?
Huh?
Aren't you shaking it?
Yeah. It may end up being yellow. Maybe I'll add more. All right. Shake that up. It's got OJ. Another question. We'll ask this of Curtis when he comes on the show about why shake versus strain. And there's tons of articles about why. What's his name from that movie? Was wrong.
Bond? James Bond?
I tend to... My rule of thumb, if you will, is I shake it when there's... Get in there. When there's a juice, or when the recipe tells me to. If I have a recipe I want to follow it, I usually do what it says. I'll modify it later if I feel like it. Usually that doesn't happen because I do so many cocktails. But I follow the instructions, people. If it tells me I'm going to shake it, if it tells me I'm going to stir it, I do. Whatever it asks. I'm a slave to the recipe. We'll add a little more right at the bottom. Which I think is actually cooler because I like this color better than just yellow. Otherwise it just looks like a screwdriver. So there you go. It's got a, what color is that? Peach? Mm-hmm. Kind of a peach color with the red tequila sunrise effect going on. So this is like tequila sunset, where there's clouds and the dust particles cause it to like. Anyway. Nice. What is that? I'm gonna say citrus and gin, like a little bit of orange and pine, juniper. Wow. The tequila, while it doesn't bring any scent, I don't know. I don't know if I like that taste. It's got a really nice tequila kick to it. Not a lot of alcohol. A little in the finish. I would say Tito's plays a little bit into bringing up the ABV. In I know probably 50% of our room tends to be a little more of the classic style. And I got a book I want to review too that might actually come out before this, more than likely. And one of their things that they do in their recipes is they don't usually use vodka because it's all pre-prohibition style cocktails. Vodka wasn't a real big popular thing, and let's face it, in most drinks, vodka's not adding a lot other than bringing up the proof. If that's what you're drinking for is just the proof, then you fit a different profile than most cocktail tasters that taste the cocktail for taste. This, again, the vodka does nothing for the flavor. It doesn't really bring too much intensity because I used a good vodka. If you use a crappy vodka, it's probably going to taste like crap. Just leave it out altogether. Really, the main play in this, oddly enough, is the Cabo Wabo. It's right out front. and following right behind the agave is this juniper. So it's a little hard to understand because I feel like I feel it going in this way of almost like a South American Mexican tropical drink, and then all of a sudden I get this weird pullback of gin, and now it's like I'm in a pine forest someplace. So I'm a little lost in where I should envision myself when I'm drinking this. Should I be on the beach or should I be mountain climbing? Where would I rather be? I think the beach. No, I don't even like the beach. I'd rather be mountain climbing near a beach. Maybe that's what this is. But pretty looking cocktail. Self Destructor, I think it's doing its name right. There's enough alcohol in here. This one little drink here will hurt many people. Lightweights, or whatever you call them, or people who just have a hard time holding hard alcohol. That'll do it for you. Thanks, Thomas, for ruining a lot of people's nights. Question of the day.
Boston shaker or cobbler shaker?
Good question. I don't have a cobbler up here either. Do I? I feel like there's a cobbler shaker within my realm.
I don't think so.
I don't know why, but I thought I saw one. Oh no, it was when I was getting this one. So what do you guys use at home? Do you use a Boston shaker like we do? Do you use a cobbler shaker, and why? Because I can tell you why I don't use a cobbler shaker. I make 5 drinks in a row. Even downstairs, if I have a bunch of people over and I'm making like 5 or 6 drinks because we've got some guests over, I have the hardest time. What do you guys think? I have the hardest time pulling the cobbler shaker pin off. This one you don't have a problem. You hit it, the thing comes off. With the cobblers, they glue themselves on there, and you gotta run them under hot water, and you burn yourself trying to get this thing off. This one, bang, bang, shake, done. Well, rinse, you're good to go.
And how much money would you spend on a bottle of alcohol?
How much money? We've asked that, I think. How much money would you spend? Do you have to actually have the money? Or what would be your personal tolerance had you had?
I guess what would be your personal tolerance? Like, you don't necessarily have to go do it, but maybe if you were rich and could spend any kind of money.
You got let's fantasize that you got a fat wallet, or I don't know, you live in Australia and you need a fat wallet in order to be able to buy any alcohol, right? Tito's is probably like $80 there. No, not joking. How much would you be willing to spend on a bottle of alcohol? And if you give a response, tell us where you are so we have an idea of how to adjust for your economy. For instance, for me, if I said I'm going to spend $75.99.
Holy crap.
It would be Highland Park 15, wherever that is.
Curtis spent $2,000.
Curtis does scotch for a living. $2,000?
That's crazy.
Okay, Curtis, that is crazy. I don't care. That's just a lot of money. $2,000. Okay, that's your mark. That is where
I wouldn't drink it. I'd be like, no, there's $2,000 down the drain.
Yeah, I don't think. But the thing is, like, if
I guess if it was a fantasy and you had like millions of dollars,
right?
But
if I had I would feel better buying a $2,000 bottle of whiskey, scotch, bourbon. I don't even know if you can get one of these, or tequila, like an aged tequila, than I would have bought a $2,000 bottle of wine. And here's why: wine, once it gets so old, it doesn't really get that much better. And if the cork's not right, if it's not kept right, and it's like moved from cold, shifts in temperature, if it's not stored right during its period of however many years it's been sitting there, you just got crap in the end. I don't want to drink vinegar after so much time going, $2,000. But if you do that with a bourbon or more likely a single malt scotch, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. You might be going, I can't believe I spent $2,000 on this. But I don't think you'd be like, this tastes like ass. I don't know. What's the most expensive drink that you've ever bought that tasted like ass.
Whoa. Greg's little brother works in a high-end liquor store. He's sold wine for $12,000.
Again, I'm not buying a $12,000 bottle of wine. But you guys, you know what's free? EverydayDrinkers.com. You just gotta watch a pre-roll ad every now and then. And you don't have to worry about Obama ads anymore. We're done! We're teaching you how to drink.